Congressman Adam Kinzinger joins us. Good evening, sir.
Hey, thanks for having me.
And of course, you are also military yourself. But let me ask you: you going to vote for the president's resolution?
I don't want to say yes or no
or
yet.
Authorization.
What I saw, and this is going to go through probably different iterations when it goes through hearings. What I saw worries me for a couple of reasons. Number one, I think when it comes to warfare, you never say what you can't do or what you wouldn't do. This puts a 3-year timetable on the president's authorization to ISIS. It can be extended, but we may be in a totally different political environment in 3 years.
So then you can change in 3 years or 2 years or whatever, 3 years.
It's also saying, in essence, sending a message, hey, fight ISIS for 3 years, and, you know, if we don't defeat them, we gave it the old college try. But the other one that very much concerns me, it talks about offensive ground operations basically are prohibited in this. Well, I don't think we need large ground-scale troops right now. I never take options off the table because the message it sends to the enemy of what you're not willing to do, in essence, you're saying that the existence of ISIS is bad unless it takes ground forces, in which case that's worse. And so I don't like the idea. The president's operating under the 2001 use of force authorization, which gives him the flexibility to do what he needs to do. This would limit him, and this goes by the way.
So why does he do it? If the 2001 has been giving him the authority, and look, he's been acting under it, so he must, in his mind, concede that he has the authority. Right. So why in the world is he now seeking this one? I
think his party's called for it. Some in our party have called for the president to come to Congress. It's fine if he wants to. Some on the left have called for him to come to Congress, and I think this AUMF draft is his attempt to, like, split the baby and be in the middle, to try to appease the left and the right. Well, the reality is when it comes to war, you can't try to work on a compromise agreement to go to war. You have to say, destroy the Islamic State where they exist, no matter how long it takes. The other thing to keep in mind, it's not just President Obama that's going to operate under this. It's going to be the next president of the United States that has to live under this AUMF.
Unless it's changed, unless that president, based on the circumstances confronting that president, goes to Congress.
Right. And he or she may have to, but I think give the president the authority that he needs now, even if we don't necessarily think that the president's plan is the best. And I don't. I have a lot of concerns with this strategy in Syria and even the amount of bombings we're doing in Iraq. But give him the flexibility and authority to do what he needs to do to destroy this. I think it's sending a bad message that there are limits to how determined we are to destroy the Islamic State.
You know what I like about it? I think it's about time we had this debate. I think it's about time Congress gets involved. I think it's about time everybody starts talking about this.
And you're going to see a lot of discussion about this. This is going to go in front of the Foreign Affairs Committee. I think maybe the Armed Services Committee. The Senate will have their own hearings. It'll be a very open discussion. What we don't want to get into, though...
forever?
It'll probably take a while. I wish it wouldn't. But what we don't want to keep in mind, this started in August, so it's been a long time anyway. What we don't want is where Congress starts acting as commander-in-chief and starts putting caveats, saying what the president can or can't do, because that's no different than, frankly, the president deciding on where each airstrike goes and taking that authority away from his generals.
Congressman, nice to see you. Thank you.
Nice to see you. Thanks.